Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you. What's up? You really like that? Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Monday morning, Tuesday morning here in the studio. Whilst recording this, I got an important one for you. All right, we watched Alabama's defense a couple weeks ago, Jonathan, and we titled it, "This should be the best defense in the conference." Now, if you were to take odds-on bets for who's going to lead the league in rushing, 9 times out of 10, as long as Josh Heupel's at Tennessee, I'm going to guess the Volunteers just because of how they run the football, the style of offense that they play. However, this year, I think it's very possible that A&M leads the league in rushing. Last year, I think they finished second. This year, I think they're going to lead the league in rushing. The reason being, their quarterback is a very dynamic weapon, rather, with his legs. Last year, they're doing this he-ho-hum. Is our starter Connor? Is our starter Marcel? Are we an RPO offense? Are we a throwing the football, running the football traditionally offense? They finna be all RPO this year, I would imagine, or a lot more focused on it. And Marcel Reed is an elite runner in the open field. You're going to see him, I would question whether or not I should retire type of move against a Florida defensive back on today's tape. And that's the one we're going to watch. We're going to watch the Florida football game today. I thought it was the best version of what a Marcel Reed offense, when fully installed and fully implemented, will ultimately look like. Hey, got a couple of rules around here, okay? If you're new to the network, if you learn anything about football, you must subscribe today. If you learn anything about your favorite football team, you must subscribe today. And if you have any fun at all today, you must subscribe. Hey, let's shut up and let's grind the tape. Going no cell phone over here at the desk today, Jonathan. So if anything breaks, it's on you, big dog. It's on you. Let's fix the confidence monitor. By the way, you A&M folks, you guys have really enjoyed our film studies over the years. Go ahead and hit that subscription button. If it's your second or third time watching us today, go ahead. All right, hey, we originally went in this, Jonathan, attempting to study Le'Veon Moss, and ultimately came away studying both of these guys as a pair, right? As an offensive unit, how are they going to be set to run the football? First and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, Colin Klein's always going to do a good job. Most college offenses are going to do a really good job of making you split the field, right? We're going to play an RPO pass up here. You got to be able to play the box, all right? The run light in the box, all right? And then you've got to be able to be willing to play a little man-to-man, right? We got a little what we call dog coverage, all right? You're running basically, you got underneath man-to-man coverage with safety help. Over here, we're playing 4 over 3, all right? We got 5 guys in the box, all right? Anytime we got 5 guys in the box, Jonathan, it's an automatic give. We're going to give that football. We've got the numbers advantage, as you see right here. All right, thing I love about Le'Veon Moss, all right, as a ball carrier, no flash, no pizzazz in this football player, okay? If a play bounces, the play had to bounce. There is no, I could hit it in A gap where the play is supposed to intend, but I'm going to bounce. No, I'm only bouncing when it's absolutely necessary. That's the only option left, like this play right here. Watch Moss, okay? We're going to press this A-gap where we're intending to go, right? We want this combination, as we call it, a cog, right? Center and offensive guard. We want that cog working up to the Mike linebacker and want to hit that sucker in A-gap. So we're going to press it, okay? We're going to press it, and we're going to press it and press it, and it doesn't work, all right? And it doesn't fit, right? The gap closes on us, all right? So what are we going to do? We're going to keep our feet driving, get out of the pile, run through an arm tackle, and continue to make a big play. Okay, I love running backs that do the fancy stuff. I think we all do. All right, but I love running backs that attempt to make the play design first, and then once all else has failed, pull shoot on plan B. Okay, we love that. What's up? No. Oh, that was a sniffle over there. I thought that was a chuckle. right, let's go play 29. We're going to bounce around a little bit today, guys. We're going to watch 2 football games, all right, or a couple plays rather, from a couple of football games. Again, absolutely no flash in this dude's football game as a ball carrier, all right? Le'Veon Moss, that is. We're going to press them things, right? We're going to press the right gap, the right key, boom, and then we're going to run behind our pads, all right? Now, if there is one element of upgrade, let's stop wearing purple cleats on Texas A&M's offense. That's not what I'm talking about. If there's one level of upgrade, hey, let's make that first free defender miss. We're going to see you do this against Missouri, and it's going to take care of a 75-yard touchdown. By the way, there's a lot of people believe that A&M has the best returning offensive line in the sport this year. I am an Alabama returning offensive line guy because I'm a Parker Brailsford guy. All right, but these guys return 4 or 5 starters, I believe, if my memory serves me correct. All right, so they're going to be pretty damn good up front again this year from a unit that was really good last year. Okay, run a little counter right here. Okay, pulling the backside guard, bringing the H tight end. So we got to stay tight to the butt of that tight end. Wham! There he goes, hitting up old Scooby Williams, and now we're free. Love how tight we kept that. By the way, Scooby Williams, number 10 right there. Guess where he now plays, Jonathan?
A&M.
That's right. He's an A&M Aggie. I'm going to tell you what, though. Hey, as much as they are running the football, y'all, if A&M's going to win 10 games this year, if A&M's going to get into a playoff, if A&M's going to, I don't know what their expectations are, but if A&M's going to exceed expectations, they better hit this stuff, okay? Because I do believe in Colin Klein now. I do believe every once in a while he's going to get somebody running naked down the sideline, okay? So we got to be able to hit this. They've been selling this jet sweep multiple times over. We're in play 35 at this point in the game. They've shown this jet sweep look 3 or 4 times. All they're really trying to do is Le'Veon Moss, the guy they've been pretending to lead block with this. They're trying to leak him down the sideline, okay? Trying to get him a wheel for a ton, and it is right there. Okay, it is right there. And here's my thing. I can almost guarantee this post route from Noah Thomas, it was only installed to take people away from the play. That's not why we called this play. We did not call the running back wheel for you to throw the post on the front side. Okay, so I think we got to understand now. Look, hey, a couple things are happening here, Jonathan. We got a free runner from the backside, right? But that would make me want to throw this wheel even more. All right, so a couple things here. We got to understand as an offensive or a quarterback, right? Why the coordinator is calling the play. We talk about this all the time. Knowing what we're running is very, very important. Knowing how we run it, yeah, super important. But learning why we run plays as a quarterback is vital. Okay, because when we hear this in our headset, we know, shit, hey, coach trying to hit the wheel right now, right? Coach trying to hit the wheel right now because we know why. We don't just know how to run the play. I know we came to watch the rushing offense, but hey, the explosives off of it, right? That's important too. The explosives in the passing game off of it are vital to this offense's success in 2025. This is just a random, if you're a Florida fan watching this, I can't believe this dude's still playing college football. This is Tyreek Sapp. He's looked like this, by the way, built like a brick shit house since 2014 when he started playing college football. So yeah, he's there, and he is really, really good. Watch this. I've always been impressed with 94. I'm surprised he's still in college football. We're going to take a double team or offensive guard right or tackle right here and just kind of hold him up and just be ready. You know what I mean? We played that as well in terms of technique and fundamentals as humanly possible. And by the way, he's the second best defensive tackle that Florida's got. I like number 88. I think his first name's Caleb.
Caleb Banks.
Caleb Banks. There you go. Going to play 52. Now, this is why we watched this game. All right, this is the exact reason why we watched this one, because I felt like the quarterback's legs were more involved in the game plan. Oh, here we go with that wide sweeping motion again, right, Jonathan? Here we go with it again, and guess what we're going to do? Run a right quarterback power right up off of it. I think he's got really, really good rushing instincts too. And this kind of took me by surprise, I'm not going to lie. we were originally a Georgia-only YouTube channel and a Georgia-only show, and we only studied Georgia prospects. And during COVID, this was one of their primary prospects at the quarterback position by Todd Monken. And if you watch Marcel in high school, dude, they might as well be running Kyle Shanahan's offense. They're under center, they're naked booting, they're doing no RPOs, none of that stuff. So this stuff was kind of hidden in the prospectal eval, if you will. All right, I just made up a word, prospectal. All right, in the prospects eval, I think this stuff was a little bit missing in terms of, yeah, good athlete, but to have those types of running instincts, you know what I mean? To have those types of running instincts and that right there to cut that back up against 12 is really, really unique, born with it type of instincts, okay? I just love the patience and discipline, and I know I keep talking about it, that Le'Veon Moss runs with. Also, by the way, hey, who we're not watching today, Emmitt Smith Jr., the son of a Hall of Famer who looks really, really good, okay? And Reuben Owens. We're not going to watch either of those two guys today. So we could argue they got one of the deepest backfields in college football as well, all right? Oh, and by the way, live in 12. They're very dedicated to it. Very dedicated to playing big. I mean, they had these two tight ends on the field and Noah Thomas on the field at all times, basically, last year. They had 3 6'5", 220-pound plus dudes on the field at all times. Look how patient this is, Jonathan. Look how long we press this front side on wide zone. Look how long. Boom, 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 cut, right? And guess who isn't patient? Guess who isn't patient? The one guy on the screen that needs to be, that ain't. All right, he's going to play this like a goofball. All right, he's going to overrun the front hip of the ball carrier. All right, we're in good phase right now, right? We're tracking the near hip. We're in really, really good phase. The moment as a defender we get on this side of this ball carrier in pursuit, buddy, we're cooked. There's our support player. Right? He's turning it back in. There's our support player working his butt off, getting killed, turning this play back in. We don't need you to turn this play back in. But hey, Jonathan, as a defender, I mean, we're 61 plays into the offensive game plan at this point. We've seen inside zone. We've seen wide zone. We've seen them attack us with jet sweep, right? We've seen quarterback power. We saw counter. You know what I mean? We're getting a whole bunch of looks. Also, as a linebacker, every time I bite up on that, guess what he's doing? RPO slant right behind my head. All right, so we're having a real predicament right now as a defender of what we're actually going to commit to. Not as just a defender, but the dude in the box got to go through the same little chess match too. Hey, what am I going to take away today? All right, this is the one. If you get done up like this, number 12, I'm sorry. If you got friends and family watching the channel today, send them away. All right, this right here. Oh, actually, let's go back. No, let's watch it. Screw it. 77. We're going to go back to 73 here in a second. Retire. Right here. Yeah, watch it from the tight. It's a dead body. It's a whole shot man on the field. Okay, so I think this guy's going to be a legit ball carrier in the open field. Look, I'm not expecting him to have 800 yards rushing. I don't need that. All I need is this. I need chunk plays off of when they're dedicated to stopping our backs. I need you to get out and get loose. Also, by the way, I hate to do it. We already, there's no purpose for this. Zero purpose for this. All right. The other thing, it's almost like playing a triple option team in the sense that they get a lead in the fourth quarter, you are cooked, okay? You're cooked because they're just going to get on the rock. They're going to give it to Le'Veon Moss. And again, because there's no flash, there's no pizzazz, we're a great icer of the clock. Look how many bodies are in the box, Jonathan. We are running against your will. You have more numbers than us. It is the fourth quarter. We're up multiple scores. We're trying to drain the clock. You're in desperation mode. Kirby Smart talks talks about it all the time. Arguably the greatest football coach in college football right now. Not arguably, he is, okay? And he says all the time, it's not about stats. It's not about how many yards per game you rush for. It's about whether or not you can run the football when everybody in the stadium knows you need to run the football. And it's about whether or not you can stop the run when everybody in the stadium knows you need to stop the run. This is one of those situations. It's going to win Texas A&M this football game right here, okay? They are getting off the field because they are running tough, right? They're going to run tough and look, boom, first down. All right? And all it was, slime, all it was me running through arm tackles, right? Me playing discipline, me being boring. That stuff we were showing you earlier, right? Me getting through crevices, getting through cracks, keeping my feet churning, 21s on the field, still doing absolutely nada. Let's go to Mizzou. All right. Flip on the Mizzou game now. They boat raced these boys. All right, they boat raced these boys with Connor Weigman as their quarterback. But most of the reason I felt like they boat raced them is because of this damn running game. Watch this pin and pull right here, Jonathan. All right, this is all O-line. This is all O-line, all Colin Klein, all mystery, right? We got a little block down right there from the left tackle. All right, we got a pin and a pull going on right here. 71 and 61 going to add themselves into the equation. We're going to bring 78 around too. I love that. All right, we're going to pick up a good 9-10 yards right here early on in the football game. I love the scheme right here, Jonathan. This ain't your standard wide zone, right? This is getting angles on guys. 55 doing a good job sealing. All right, let's swing around 78, get back up in that crease and find him. Boom. We're going to find that leaker. All right, that guy squeaking over the top, trying to scrape and make a play. Well coached. Well coached. Hey, again, we showed you in that massive, he had a big explosive in that last game we watched, did Le'Veon, right? Bouncing the ball. But we told you, hey, only time this dude's bouncing is after making sure we press the hole initially. Well, it's another example of it right here. And I'm going to show you here in just a second of the big explosive play. Okay, boom, and then we bounce. Look at that. Watch it from the tight. Watch how disciplined and how diligent we were about pressing the original hole of this play and then deciding that we're going to bounce. Check this out. Same kind of wide zone concept, right? We are stretching this play horizontally before we find the crease, and then we're getting vertical. Stretch, 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 stretch. Ooh, didn't like it. Now we're going to bounce. Okay, and look, had we initially just gotten here and said, whoop, guess who's going to trail us right there and get us? 30. All right, but watch what happens to 30 as we do our job and press the point right here. Watch what happens to number 30. I can guarantee you he gets sucked up in the trash right here. Look at him, slowing down, gearing down, boom, now we're in the trash. All right, and now the bounce is ready. Boom, we get outside and we get to rolling. Also love how we got north to south before that corner got a chance to bite our place out knee. All right, now this is the job. I don't want to have you move the camera over here, Jonathan, but we got a whole board of what we call coachisms on this network, okay? Sayings, in other words, that if and when I become a football coach, we will live by. The most recent one on that board says, take care of +1. I am a firm believer that that is the running back's only job, because on every single play, there's somebody that we can account for. Guys, there's 11 of them, there's 11 of us, and one of us has got the ball in our hands. Therefore, they got more people than us, right? So on every single play, somebody's going to be left unaccounted for. 9 times out of 10, it's this guy, right? 9 times out of 10, it's that free safety that we can't get to. So if we get you there, right, as an offensive line, as an offense, as a coordinator, if I get you to that free safety, you better do your job. You better take care of that +1. You better make him miss, all right, or defy his tackle, one or the other. Because right now, we got a little motion that flip-flopped the safeties. Now, you're the free hat, right? You're the guy in the middle of the field that we don't have anybody accounted for. So guess what happens? When I step on that guy's toe, by God, I ought to make him miss. And then we ought to take it to the door. All right, I think Texas A&M is going to have an opportunity to have a lot of these types of plays this year because I do believe in their offensive line. But more importantly, I believe in the the stresses that the quarterback's going to create on defenses, and I believe in the coordinator, in his run style of how he designs offense, right? Watch this. We're going to bang our head on a goalpost right here. Bang! Great job by the tackle kicking that out. Great job by the German tight end finding that. Look at that crease right there. Backside linebacker's got no chance. Boom. Do a good job on the +1 safety. That's a horrible, horrible attempt by number 1, I think. 7 or whatever it is. Hey, we got to throw our head across that thigh board, don't we, Jonathan? We got to sacrifice our body for the sake of the team. Appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way out. I love you. Bye.